We all did the sprint.
And so what is
which
it again?
I am so happy
Wait,
about.
were you and Brad originally going to do the Olympic one?
Yeah. And Mr. Austin, I
He
believe.
did too.
We
He
were
back down.
So, okay, so the timeline of it is pretty funny. So we were all going to do the Olympic.
Yeah.
And then
Who's all of us?
David Wakefield, like all the guys
Oh,
were
okay.
going to do it.
That did it last year.
Yeah. And then David Wakefield goes, dude, I don't know if I have enough time to train for that. And so obviously
that's a lot,
everyone
yeah.
is like razzing on him.
Oh.
And then
Dude.
the summer is just
Obviously.
flying by.
Yeah.
It really
And
is.
I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a week and a half away. And
Yeah.
like, this is when I'm doing my fast. Like, I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't train right now.
Goes
And-
for a run.
And so but I feel like I have to do it because I've already made fun of David for not doing it. And then the other, last week, David came over and we swam, and I tried to swim for 40 minutes because that's how long I'd be in the water. And it got to like 35, and I was like, okay, I could probably go for another 5 minutes, but to think that I had to bike 25 miles
Screw that.
and then run 6.5, I was like, I don't think I should do this. So I called Brad, and he obviously is trying to talk shit. He's like, you want me to buy you floaties? And like all this
Brad.
stuff. And then he drops down too.
That's
But
funny.
the day before, I got my cousin's bike, which made a world of difference. We'll talk about that.
Oh my gosh.
I went through your pain last year.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, because you couldn't change it until like you were at the race, like because there was a cutoff on
to
like
the sprint.
Thursday night, and so I was riding the bike the day before. I was feeling pretty good. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll do a little switcheroo right
Yeah.
before and just say like, just show up with a different color cap. And
Just to
everyone, like,
show up Brad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I saw them at the Goose Whacker, the volleyball tournament. And they're
Okay.
like, yeah, we're doing the sprint too. And I'm like, well, you guys made fun of me.
That's
But it
hilarious.
worked out so much better, like that we all did the sprint because
I
none of
felt-
us
yeah.
were ready for it.
I felt so nice that we were all together too because like I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know where we were starting or like anything. So it was good. Like I didn't feel nervous at all going
Yeah.
into it because we
That's
were all
good.
just like talking before and you guys had already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just like
So-
imagine you did it last year, being on the boat like by yourself. I feel like I'd be trying to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like,
Something.
yeah, it's just a weird.
I felt so self-conscious on the boat because I did not know that you had to wear the swim cap that they give you. I like suddenly we were just like waiting in line. I look around and everybody has
You're
green,
like,
does the
"Uh-oh."
green swim caps on, and I was like, I had a black one on, and
Oh,
I
you
just
brought
didn't.
your
I didn't
own?
even think about it. It like didn't even occur to me that I
That's
had to
funny.
wear the swim cap that they gave me.
That's really funny.
And so I felt so self-conscious. I felt like everybody was like staring at me.
So did you
and,
put
like,
one on then?
No,
Or you
because
just
we were
went with
already
the
on the
black one?
boat. So then
Did they
I
say
probably
anything?
could have.
Okay.
That's wild.
No. But then that started to, like when I was like in the water sort of like panicking a little bit, like I was like they're not gonna see me because I don't have my green swim cap on. Like I was like, what if I like drown? Like I was
dang.
just starting to
So
freak out a little bit.
where did you have to stop? Like, what part of the swim
Yeah,
was it?
it was weird because like when I first started swimming, I felt so good. Like I was relaxed, I was going, and then it's like right when I got to like where we turn around, like the second
Yep.
buoy, I all of a sudden like my breathing got really like messed up, and I started to really like hyperventilate.
Yeah.
And so I sort of just like doggy paddled
Yeah,
out to the
yeah.
side, and then it, like everything occurred to me that like I was like I can't touch, and like I have to go back that
Yeah.
way because like I just and then yeah, so I just like took a break for a second, and then I made it back almost all the way to the end, and then I sort of like doggy paddled a little bit to the ladder.
There's something scary about being in the water when.
Okay, yeah, because I had never done an open swim. That was the first
Oh
time.
no.
That's wild.
Which I didn't even like.
Kind of a beast.
Yeah, it was totally different than being in a
That's
pool.
the thing. Yeah.
Because like when you're doing laps, you kind of get a breath in between
Yeah.
and
Pause.
stuff.
You can see the bottom.
You can see the bottom.
Yeah.
And then it mostly scared me too because when I was about to go around the buoy, I started to see all the Olympic people start
Yeah.
coming, and I was like, oh god, they're gonna
They're
like hit
coming
me
at
and
us.
come over me or something.
Did you get any of that this year? Of like people grabbing you at all? That's
Yeah.
that's what I hate.
That's-
People
So the-
people grabbed you?
Well, just like when you're trying to hold your line, like you're by people, Brad kicked me.
Really?
I mean, accidentally.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
took on water, like
purpose.
literally went like
Yeah.
a bunch
Oh,
of
no.
water. So like I freaked out during the swim too. I did last year, but last year I think I don't know the timing. I haven't looked
Yeah.
to compare.
Oh yeah, I'd be
Um,
interested.
Oh yeah.
with the swim. But this year, like I said, I've gotten so much better at swimming. Like I swam for 30 minutes, like no stopping.
That's cool.
And like you just have to develop a rhythm. But literally
Yeah.
right when I touched the water, I'm like every bit of training I had just went out the window.
That's sort of how I felt
Like you just
too.
felt tired?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No, not tired at all. Just freaking out.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Yeah.
normally go like this, and then get your breath.
Do you do do you 3 or do you do like?
I just do every one, which I need to fix.
I do every 2. So then.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really upsetting because like then you're in it and you're like, all right, just calm down, and then you're like, like,
and then you
people
can't
here.
calm down. Yeah.
Yes.
When you're like running, you can sort of breathe through everything and biking and stuff. But when you're in the water, you like can't like muscularly like breathe through it because
it's amazing how like drained you feel when you get out. It's
dizzy.
Like,
you literally
like
feel
sapped.
dizzy.
I felt like when I got out of the water, like the relief that I felt.
Yeah,
got out of the water, it was like, okay, is this
Did you
okay?
run barefoot for like that little quarter
so,
mile?
It's so slippery up there.
It's weird
but
they do that.
That does not seem safe.
Someone's gonna like tear their something.
When I was swimming though,
slippery.
like literally there was probably 30 seconds where like I was just like doing like no form whatsoever. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's people watching on the bridge above. Like someone's just like, look at that asshole.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, someone's watching me doggy paddle in
and
this
then
water right now.
David was saying he was swimming and he went up, and I was glad you weren't there because last year I was laughing at you swimming with your head above water.
Yeah.
Josh
didn't
and
have
wear,
goggles.
I didn't get goggles.
And David looks over and Zach is swimming on his back.
I swam on my back for a second
It's
when
a
I
nice
started
little
to
rest.
feel.
Yeah.
Okay, but I saw like at least 3 other people without goggles.
Yeah.
when
Well,
we
I mean,
did
like you said, it's something I've never really done, a race in the water. And my brother had done the Clarkson one and done that where he just kept his head above the water.
Mm-hmm.
And that one was it was just weird. There was a lot of people that were getting off their line because it was a huge open area.
Yeah.
And so he had goggles. He had planned on doing goggles. But every time he put his head down, he was deviating.
Yeah.
So finally, he's like, screw it. And he just kept his head up the whole time.
Yeah.
Just for a matter of like, it happened in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of me not getting goggles was that mentality of like, I don't want to, 1, get offline, and 2, it's kind of nice for breathing because you're just above the water the whole time. It's like, whoo. I don't know. Yeah, I wish I had goggles. I think I would have been a lot better. But it was like, whatever. It worked out. I was like a little bit behind you last year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we were at the like bike thing right together, but
Yeah. So you get back to your bike, you get on the bike. What's going through your mind?
I was like so happy to be on the bike because I was like, okay, like we're just gonna bike and I can like drink some water and like get through it or whatever. And I'm going, and I swear like 30 plus people passed me when I was on the bike. At first, I was really happy to get out of the water too because I saw that I wasn't at least like the last sprint person to get out. There was at least like, I don't know, like 7 more people with green caps on. So I was like, okay, I'm not the last one to get out of the water.
Totally.
And so I got out, but then they all passed me because I'm pretty sure because I was on my bike and I rode a mountain bike. Did you ride a mountain bike? Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
My bike was so slow. So before, I was at my house this weekend and my mom goes, you know that your dad has had that bike since you were 5 years old. And I go, oh, I'm glad I'm about to do a triathlon in it. That's good.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it's been around for a while. I got it like tuned up, and whenever Maddie and I would just go on rides together, we would, I'd be like flying past her, like I thought that I was going fast. Like I thought that I was like cruising. Especially when I first started biking, I was by myself. I was like, I am cooking right now.
Yeah.
No. Then people started to pass me. Like a lot of the Olympic level people started to pass me. So it was just like, I really had to like set my ego aside for a second because I was just like, everybody was passing. I did not pass a single person. Like even other people on mountain bikes were passing me. And I thought I was like pedaling really fast and stuff. Because I felt comfortable on the bike. Like I didn't really feel like I was getting super exhausted or anything. And it took me a full hour, like 59 minutes to do the bike. How long did it take you to do the bike?
That's a good question. I don't exactly know how long it was,
took me a
but
full
the
hour.
bike is such a game changer.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous that Maddie had one too. She
It
borrowed
gives
her
your
house.
average speed, like on your time, 5.5 miles an hour faster than last year.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Which is a huge difference.
Oh my gosh.
That's
That's where you
make up
gain
the-
your time. Yeah.
Jeez.
And so in the emails, they kept saying, like, there's a 1/10 of a mile of the road that's really torn up.
Right.
And it's like, all right, like, probably should go a different way, right? Like, everyone literally has these tires that are like the size of a spaghetti.
Jesus.
And It was so much longer than the 10th of a mile.
It was like the whole, yeah.
Really?
Yes,
It was
and
just
you rode
really
it both ways.
bad.
I would probably say it was more like a quarter of a mile, so a half mile in total.
Yeah.
And like just you literally had to try and pick a line because it was just like up and down and like huge bumps. It was so ridiculous.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
On one of the bumps, my seat came completely
Oh,
down,
no. Oh
so I
my
had
gosh.
to pull over, fix my seat.
That's wild.
At that point, I was like, nothing else can go
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, last year, I remember in particular, I am just working so hard. I got my bike in like the highest gear. I'm
know,
trying
me
to
too.
duck down.
Me too.
I'm just like, there's
Duck
nothing I can do almost. And of course, I'm going so hard. I look to my right, this like 55-year-old big woman just comes flying past me. And it's just like you said, that ego check. It's like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong?
Everyone
here?
that passed me must have been
It's
like
just-
60 plus years
Yeah,
old. So
it's just crazy. It's like, what? It's
Yeah.
not right.
took
But
me a long time.
yeah, so you enjoyed it. You don't think you'd do a triathlon without that bike ever again?
No, I think I will probably get a road bike at some
Race
point.
bike sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can get cheaper ones, and like I was talking to the guy at the Clarkson bike shop,
Mm.
whatever it's called, and he was saying like before you get anything, even if you don't get it from us, like just come in here because those things are made in the same 8 factories
Okay.
in China, and like no matter what the brand is, they're pretty much the same thing. So you're either gonna spend like $1,000 more for like a brand name. So if I can get, I don't think I'll get one like super soon, but like before next summer, I'd like to have one.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, it is a really nice workout. Like it's not as hard on your knees as
Yeah.
running, and there's such a culture behind it, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I will say my first training ride, I had clip-in shoes.
Oh, you did?
That's so nice.
It was really
You
nice.
ended
I would
up getting
love to
that?
have
So
that.
I bought the shoes because I couldn't figure out how to switch my cousin's pedals.
Ah.
And I figured, well, hopefully my feet aren't going to grow anymore.
Yeah.
So I'll just buy these shoes and
No, I
keep
like
them.
it. Yeah.
They were $130, which I'm really not happy about. But
They'll probably last you though, especially
Yeah.
if you get a bike.
so I clip in and I figure out how to clip in. I'm like, wow, I'm riding so well right now. And then I'm coming out of my neighborhood and it's like a downhill, like, and it tees with a decently busy road. I don't know how to clip out.
Oh, because you're like leaning.
You're
You
attached.
gotta stop.
I was wondering that. How do you clip out?
You like
Yeah,
your
you
feet-
kick the back of your ankle out like this, and it comes, which is kind of like amazing that it works that well.
Oh, I know.
But I didn't know. I literally came to a stop because there was a car in
And then
front
you
of me.
fell over.
I literally started going like this, and I'm like, I'm gonna drill my head on the curb right there, and I'm gonna hurt my shoulder for the race tomorrow. And I just flailed as hard as I could, and I popped out.
You're like, if I
love to
do
see that.
something, it will.
Yeah.
I love to see
But
that.
like I was like, yes, like I was so excited.
Yeah, that's something you start going and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, wait a second.
Well, I didn't even think of it.
I totally get
But
that. That's really fun.
I got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I got distracted because I was watching the lady when I was finishing the bike. I was watching the lady in front of me because I noticed that she was like clipped into her bike, and then she like was on like the one side of her bike, like both feet, like she was like standing on the one side, and then as soon as I tried to get off my bike, I fell. I showed you my knee.
Oh, yeah.
And like I tried to get off, and I was like feeling good, and then all of a sudden my knees just like collapsed, and like I just fell into the ground
That's so
and
wild.
skinned my knee super hard. Yeah.
Jeez.
So when you fell, like, what? Because obviously there's a lady
got
right there.
back up.
Did you like laugh or?
I laughed.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I do too when I fall.
Cause she was like, "Oh, your legs feel like Jello," and I was like, "Yeah, they do."
Yeah, sure do.
Then I felt like it wasn't that it, like fueled me, but then like during the run I was like my knees bleeding, like I'm
Yeah.
running, like it just
Yeah.
like
A warrior.
Yeah.
because everyone like said that the first mile of your run is really hard, but that was like the easiest part of the run for me. I don't know why. Like I think I was like amped kind of. Well, when
Yeah.
I pulled in, like right as I was like going to fall, I heard Andrew Hudson crossing the finish line. I was like, I still have to run 3 miles, like.
Dang.
So,
That's
and then I
actually
heard
kinda
Brad, I think, and I heard Zach, and I was like, I gotta go. So then
Yeah.
I was kind of like revved up to do the run, and then like it was like 1.5, I was good, and then like in the middle, I was having a really hard time, and then towards the end, I like when I could see that the end was near,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of got excited again, but. The middle was the hardest of the run for me, and like the least enjoyable out
Yeah.
of.
That run.
It's
facing
it's
demons.
very poorly marked. It is very poorly marked.
Yeah. It was.
I think you're right.
I took
parts of
the
it
survey today and I wrote that on
where
there.
you're like,
Right.
I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going. And there was one part where there was like a chapel, and then like I was like, maybe I'll cut this corner, but then I'm like, there's a chapel, like God's watching.
No, I remember that
We
being
go
like,
through a little farm. Like it was
Yeah.
so weird.
yeah, that part is weird. But I remember like running and being like, okay, and then you see the sign again. But
Yeah.
you're running. It's like, I don't know if, and then you realize, but
Yeah.
it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to do that.
The bike was definitely the highlight for me because Brad and I were going back and forth.
Oh, that's fun.
I
So-
passed you guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it was weird because last year was like a big loop, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember.
I think
it
you're
was
right.
It was a different ride.
Okay.
But you went all the way down, and then there was like a cone where it's just your turnaround spot. Yeah, which was also kind of weird.
Yeah, that's annoying. So you saw everybody.
Yes,
No matter what.
yes.
basically.
Yeah, like I passed all of them
So-
on my
That's
ride.
kind of dumb.
So I passed Brad, and I'm like, all right, I'm close. So this guy flew past me with a really nice bike, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna lock in
Pick 'em.
and just stick with him.
Yeah.
And because it's like kind of hard, you're
It
like,
motivates you a
if
little
there's
bit.
no one around you, you're like, how am I going fast? Am I like, what
That
am
was
I doing?
totally.
yeah.
And so I stuck with him, caught up to Brad, and then I spent a solid 2 minutes just right behind Brad, not saying anything. And I was like trying to devise what
Were
I
you
was
drifting
gonna.
off of them?
Yeah. I was trying to devise what I was gonna say to him, like
That's
just
so
something
funny.
witty.
Knock him off his bike.
And I was thinking about being like whispering, like, "It's your worst fucking nightmare right here." And then I ended up just riding past him, looking over, saying nothing, and keep going.
That's funny.
But like him and I probably like passed each other like 4 or 5 times. And then the last 2 turns, he like cuts me off on the inside.
Jesus.
So
I can totally see that.
that was really fun. But he beat me. So they show your transition time. He beat my transition by 40 seconds. I did a minute 20. He did it in 40 seconds.
Wow.
Like we went in at the exact same
That's
time.
Wow.
I'm grabbing my shoes. I look up and Brad is running away. I'm like, what?
That's impressive.
Yeah. And then the run went
And
horrible.
Zach on the run.
Yeah.
What was his mile time? Something crazy.
6:18.
That is wild.
So
That's crazy.
So I start the run because Zach passed me, and it's that long straightaway.
That's rough.
It's super rough. And
That was rough mentally.
it's just
like,
the open
yeah.
road. There's no one there. There was
You went through Bronner's.
Yes.
yeah, that's right.
Last year there was way more water stations. There was probably 2 or 3 on the run.
Really?
The entire way. So I was like, that's kind of like gives me a little motivation. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like to the
Yeah,
people.
just
whatever.
somebody to talk to or something.
Exactly. So I was running, and at the end of the bike, my legs started to cramp, and I was like, this is probably not good, and got off the bike, and then like my entire left leg, like I thought I was just gonna get a horrible Charlie horse, so I was just like hobbling along, and was hoping it was just gonna go away. Didn't, but then I was like saw Brad at one of the turns. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna catch him, so hopefully I can just maintain.
Yeah.
Then I'm at the turn. I see David and Zach. I'm like, they're far enough behind. They can stay there. They're not
And
gonna
then
pass
Zach
me.
comes flying.
Then I'm on the long straightaway again, and I hear Andrew, and I look, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going really slow. And then Zach flies past me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep up with him. He's maybe 10 paces. I'm like, I'm not.
Nope.
and then my next thing is, oh my god, David's near. And then I'm like, wait, Zach is going really fast. There's no way David is with him right now.
That's pretty funny.
And yeah, 6:18 pace, which
That's
is
crazy.
It was the second fastest pace of any of the runners for the sprint.
That's
this
wild.
other guy who had a mountain bike ran a 5:58.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
What?
he flew past me.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, the run was way shorter than last year. So it was
Yeah.
another 1.5 miles, which I was kind of upset because like I was decently happy with my swim, super happy with how I biked, but the run I felt like I ended poorly. So like it left a sour taste in my
Sure.
mouth of like, oh, I did bad that try.
Ooh, yeah, that is different. That 4.5 miles is kind of a beast after that bike.
Yeah.
3 miles though, you can justify going all out. For a little bit.
3.2 is different than.
It's a lot
4,
different
yeah.
than 4.5 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's wild though. That's fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
fun. How I was gonna ask you, one thing you were talking about a lot last year was you had never done really a race before. You'd
Mm-hmm.
never done a 5K, anything. And so how did it feel this year that you had one on your belt, you were a little bit more comfortable, you knew what to expect, you had that like just confidence.
Yeah.
Did that make a difference going into it?
Yeah, just knowing that like I can do this, it at least for me is a huge like mental part of it. Like for the marathon, I want to run 26 miles like consecutively before it just to know like,
sure,
hey, I can do this, because for me at least it's a huge part of it. And now you have that going forward, but
it's a mental boost.
Yeah, because you're signing up for it like, I think I can do this.
That was me, because I had never even done it, like, and I barely even really did brick workouts at all, and so I was like, I really don't know if my body can handle this or not. We're just gonna see if it does.
For the best.
Yeah.
My dad signed up for, I think, the Detroit Marathon. It was his very first marathon. Signed up like 2 weeks before with one of his coworkers, and he had always been a runner in high school, didn't think much of it. He had done like 20-mile runs in high school, and it's one of those things. But I guess his last like 6 or 8 miles, I think my mom like ran with him. I guess he was looking rough, like completely pale, almost to a walk, and just like, come on, we got this. We can do this. We can get through it. And like, oh, geez, he had no idea what he was getting himself into.
Yeah, I'm just nervous about the nutrition for it. Like, I don't know how, we were talking before, like with the Ironman, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I'm cramping up for this 3-mile run,
you have no idea what it's going to be like.
Yes.
I'm going to read so much David Goggins before that race. I'm going to get myself all hyped up.
That's literally what I was thinking about when I was like bleeding and running. I was like,
that's so awesome.
It popped into my head and I was like, okay.
Got this.
I talked to a dietitian, because I work with one at DTE, about just like the try, and she'd done sprint tries in the past, and so that was a little bit helpful. Just talking to her about, even though that's not like super, you don't need to fuel.
Yeah, because it's so short. It is really short. That's how I was kind of pissed that it was over. I mean, I was happy that I crossed the finish line, but I was like, I want to do another one. Like, I mean, I don't know, but we're about to hit 30 minutes, so we'll quickly pause.
Yeah. I sadly have not yet been to one of your fitness events.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Wow. Good friend.
Yeah, great. But I was going to ask kind of a mixed question of, you were talking a little bit about like training for this try. I'm just going to kind of ask a mixed question. Do you like the training for an event like you did this weekend, where it is like a cardio event, it's that type of thing? Or do you like training for more of your workout, more of like a HIIT workout, not necessarily the running? What type of things do you prefer? And maybe even telling a little bit about what you do, because I don't necessarily know.
Well, to answer the first, I like doing HIIT workouts the best. I feel like I just like feel the best afterwards, and I feel like it's challenging, but it's like it's gonna be over soon. Like, so when you're doing like intervals and stuff, like you're doing like whatever, like 20 seconds, like a minute long, but then it's gonna be over, and like you might have to do it multiple times. But then, and I just feel like afterwards, I just feel like so like my whole body like gets a workout. So this was like totally different training for this, because I've not really done anything but a 5K. Like we do the turkey trot every year.
Yeah, that's right.
With a nice hangover.
This year was interesting.
That's funny.
And I don't love endurance training. I just sort of get like bored. And so this was definitely like a challenge, like training for it, because it's not my favorite thing to do. But then I see why people like to do that kind of stuff, especially just like with everyone was so nice and friendly, and it does like you feel really, really accomplished afterwards. So I understand that. So it was good to train like that, but I definitely prefer to do like a mixture of like strength and cardio and doing intervals, because it just like gets you're done really quickly and you get a good workout in.
Totally.
And then for events wise, I've done like a HIIT workout for both of them, and it was like a mixture. It's all body weight stuff, which makes it a lot harder. Like in my classes that I teach, I use like free weights and kettlebells and stuff like that, and like, but doing all body weight stuff is like way harder. I feel like I don't know if you can agree with that, but I think it's so much
really hard.
I think it's so much harder to do all body weight stuff, because you can do like burpees and push-ups, and like there's only so much you can do with your own body
and there's
weight.
only so many push-ups you can do.
Right. Yeah. Which one did you think was harder, the first one or the second one?
Okay, well, the first one, I like literally had the busiest day of my life and like pulled like almost an all-nighter and then like just literally drank as much coffee as possible. And I had Jimmy John's, like literally was like flying down 96 down here, like mowing on Jimmy John's. I thought I was gonna get there a little early so like I could use the restroom. And then I got there, I was like, I have to poop so bad right now. And then I was doing burpees. So that it was harder in that sense.
No.
That one was on Belle Isle, correct?
No.
The one you went to?
The
first one?
Hart Plaza.
It was at Hart Plaza, yeah.
Right.
What one was harder? Honestly, I feel like the most recent one was.
Yeah.
The leg stuff was really difficult.
I really liked the workout that I did for that one.
Those like jumping things side to side, like.
Oh, like side skater thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very hard, very fun. I was having a blast with those.
That's cool.
I like those a lot.
How do you like come up with the workouts?
I usually will come up with a structure of it first, like sort of like the skeleton of it, how I want it to pan out, and then I'd like fill in the exercises from there. And then I try to balance like upper body pulling, lower body pushing, like lower body pulling, upper body pushing, that kind of stuff. Which it can be hard when you're doing body weight stuff because there's like push-ups and then like there's only so many variations that you can do like with upper body, especially lower body. It's easier to do with body weight stuff. But yeah, that's usually I keep that in mind. Try to do like some core and other factors that go into it too. But
so how did you like first get in? Like the Hart Plaza was your first event, like.
Yeah, so I have been teaching group fitness at Wayne State for 3 years now.
And your internship right now, it is fitness. And you work for what company is it?
It's called Exos.
Okay.
And it's really, I really like working there a lot. It's my last day is Friday.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm sad about that. It's a really cool company.
Yeah.
What was I talking about before that?
Like how you did your first event.
Oh yeah, and so then at first when I started teaching, I like didn't really have like people coming to my class, and then like I had some people, and then but eventually like by last year I had like a really big following, which was cool. Like I had at least like 20 people in all of my classes, like especially my HIIT class, I would like consistently get like 20 people every week, which is it's so fun, and I have like friendships with people now, and it's just a good way to meet people too. And so yeah, I started to like gain a following, and then I became friends with some other of the fitness instructors there too. And at the end, group fitness always ends like a couple weeks. It always starts like a week or two into school and then ends like a little bit early.
Okay.
And so we were at this conference in Chicago, and I was like, yeah, we should just like do a thing where, because they're not gonna have a workout this week, so we should just like pick a day and like go to like Hart Plaza and do an outdoor workout. And so like all of our participants combined can like all do a yoga and do a HIIT together or whatever. So that was like, I just like had the idea to do it. Yeah. And then I was like, this is pretty fun. I just like love the idea of like working out and like movement, like bringing people together, which is like why the tribe was so, like all these people are just like doing the same thing, and it just brings everybody together. So we did that one first, which I think everyone really liked the yoga part of it, but it was also really hard at the end of the workout because it was like people's upper bodies and stuff were just like, because it wasn't like stretching, it was like flowing through all the movements and
after
stuff.
Doing a bunch of push-ups and burpees.
And then, that is tough.
Yeah, and then the Belle Isle one was sort of disappointing because I only had 3 people. So it was, there was 35 signed up for the first one, but then not everyone came. Like it was, because it rained. And so we had to go underground at Hart Plaza. It's like all these underground stages. And so we went underground and did the workout under there, because as soon as we got there, it like started raining, and I was like panicking. Like I did not know what to do at first, and then we changed the entire workout. Like nothing was the same from what we originally planned the workout to be, but it worked. It was fine.
It worked out.
It worked out. And Yeah, the Belle Isle one, I was kind of like amped because I was like, yeah, people are gonna sign up again. Like,
Yeah.
And then 3 people signed up.
That's funny.
And like one of them was Maddie, so it's just like it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
And sorry, Maddie. And then so but that one was actually so fun. Like I wish other people, because we were right on the water and it was a really nice day and there was like a breeze and stuff. And then, the one at Detroit Shipping was...
That one sounded really cool. I was really bummed
fun.
that I couldn't go to that.
It was really stressful, like, leading up to it. There was, like, really poor communication between me and the event planner. Like, she just, like, didn't respond to me for, like, almost, like, 3 or 4 weeks. And so in my head, I was like... People had already bought tickets, and I was like, is this even happening?
Yeah.
And then she was, like, really rude to me, and, like, I doubt she's going to, like, listen to this podcast, but she was really rude to me. Yeah. And I was getting so frustrated because I was, like, so excited. People were signed up.
Yeah.
And she was just, like, not being clear at all about what was happening. Yeah. At first, it was supposed to be inside, and then the day of, I found out that it was going to be, she's like, actually, you guys are going to be in the parking lot. And I was like... okay. And then she's like, actually, you're going to be on the patio, which the patio was the best. It worked out the best anyway, so it all worked out in the end. But leading up to that, like, I was mad. I was so mad. I was stressed out. And then I didn't even want to promote it because I was like, what if I cancel it? Then, like,
how can I do one in the future?
Yeah,
sort of
but
idea.
then everything was fine. Everyone got like the food and drink tickets, and
cool.
That was really fun. And some people that have been coming to my class in the summer came and worked out.
Nice.
My parents came, my grandma came.
Yeah.
It was nice.
No, and I think it's a really cool part of it. It's like work really hard and then immediately pay off. In a sense, like get your drink, get your food, and I'm just trying to say, like, it's a pretty intriguing thing.
Mm-hmm. On a Sunday too, like you know, you're just trying to
Sunday.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got your workout in.
You still get to be lazy after, which is sweet. And so I'm wondering, do you have music going while everything? Do you have a megaphone where you're like, let's go?
I have loud music. I don't have any mic. I have a headset, but it doesn't work that well.
You should totally get a headset.
I have one, but if I'm too close, like I just have a speaker that's my own. That was another thing. I got there and they were like, yeah, we can't play music. And I was like, well, it's a good thing I brought my own speaker.
Seriously.
Like, we can't do it without music.
Yeah.
And so I tried the headset out that day, and if I got like even remotely close to the speaker, it'd make a really loud noise.
Like a ring.
And because I wanted to use it, I like using the headset.
Sure. Yeah.
I lost my voice after.
Yeah, you were
that day. I was screaming like really loud.
That's funny. I gotta check that out.
I don't know. I want to do another one. I honestly am kind of like I don't know what to do. So because group fitness is gonna end, so I kind of want to do another one.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Well, yeah, I was gonna ask. That was gonna be my next question. Like, is this something that you start getting going every week? And all I'm saying is, it'd be pretty sweet to have a following of 50 people, and next thing you know, your events are just getting more and more fun, bigger venue, and it would just be cool to kind of put it back towards it and things along those lines.
Yeah, it was cool because I did make like a little profit from the Detroit Shipping one.
It's a lot of work. Yeah. It's not just anything. I personally like hate promoting. I just like feel weird about it. I don't know. Like I shouldn't, but I do. I don't like promoting myself like that. Oh, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
and
I used to be like that, and then I'm like, oh well, whatever.
I know people don't even care. It's just like in my head, I'm just like people are annoyed or something. I don't know. And like asking people for money, like because it's a monetary thing. Like I'm asking you.
Yeah,
to
but I
pay
mean,
me.
like,
I don't
it's
know.
good reward from it.
Yeah.
Like it was literally worth every single penny. Like it was really fun and like worthwhile.
That was a good price for it because like
So don't feel bad promoting yourself next time. Just
totally
what we're saying.
Yeah. It honestly is really stressful. Like I didn't realize like I'm just like, oh, I'll just like do an event but it's a lot of stress, like just trying to think about everything. But also in the end it's so fun.
Yeah.
So it kind of pays off.
And it's really cool for the people that do it because like they don't get the stress in the beginning and they just get all the fun.
Get all the enjoyment.
Now it's like if I go to like I've been trying to go to more events like just to see what other people are doing, and because there is like a lot of stuff in Detroit right now, people doing like fitness stuff, and
there is.
So I've been trying to go to. Did you guys go to like the yoga with the headphones where they talk to you through the headphones. Maddie and I did that. It was so cool. It's
Really?
sponsored by Under Armour, and
Yeah.
then I think it's called City Hop or something. Like they do the headphones. So you do yoga, and it was at Beacon Park.
Okay.
And you
It's a
wear
really
these.
cool place.
Yeah, you wear these headphones, and so you can hear her through the
pretty
headphones.
funny.
It was like a really cool sensory experience because I usually when you're doing yoga, you're kind of like distracted by noises and stuff.
locked.
Or you're like locked in because you
That's
can't hear
really
any.
cool.
These are covering your ears,
Yeah.
and you can just hear her voice like. And
No,
it was cool.
that's a good
and it was
idea.
outside, so like breezy.
Yeah,
and,
Sure.
I was reading what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I was reading some article or something, just how like events that are experiences are like the next big thing, because as people spend more time working remotely, working by themselves, like they're looking for a way to actually meet people. Because I mean, when I know most of the people when we go to your events, but like it's such a cool and easy way to meet someone, because you're like, oh, that was a great workout, like high five, like at least for me, I feel like I've never met someone just like at the coffee shop, like, how's it going? Like it's just a kind of a weird thing.
It's a shared experience more than like just going to the same place or like going to a bar or something.
And it screams it even more that after the fact you get food and a drink, and next thing you know you have no other reason to not sit down and be like, that was a great little workout we just did, sort of idea.
That's why you should start a run club.
You should start it. You're the fitness person.
You're the one that knows it.
Combine
just
efforts.
talk.
Combine efforts.
Have you ever been to one of those headphone DJ parties?
No.
Me either.
That's like the same company. They do like the silent discos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silent
but then they
things.
do like the yoga too.
Those always seem so cool.
I bet that would be interesting.
But
Because you're not talking to anybody, right? Like
there's like 3 channels, or sometimes there's different like music you can listen to. So sometimes you can see these people dancing to the song, but then you switch it and you're like, that person's not dancing to this. And it's just kind of a wild thing, because you sort of find groups with whoever's listening to your music in a sense. But it's a good idea. I guess they're really fun, and it's just kind of cool. And it's weird because you take off your headphones and it's sort of silent. But yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, have you guys been to any other like obscure events that have, like, living in a city now, like there is so many opportunities to do those sorts of things. Like I feel like you could spend all day on Facebook, like just looking through like local events.
Have you been to Lincoln Art Park?
No.
They do parties like only on I think it's like full moon nights, and it's this giant park. It's outside, and they have all this art displayed and like a huge bonfire, like massive bonfire.
Dang.
And then people playing music and that's cool. But
Madeline's coworker he loves art and all this stuff. He's invited us a couple times to just an art show or something like that, or maybe it's his art show, maybe it's just an art in general. We gotta go. It'd be fun. It's cool, and it's a good reason just to do something different.
We could do a please shut up listening party. We just play one of our podcasts super loud, and everyone just like, what's going on?
We organized that for Bros Gone Wild.
The what?
Our year anniversary. Jonah did the eating contest.
and then was hospitalized days later.
We had a group gathering. We told everybody we were recording a live podcast. They basically shut down the restaurant for us. It was pretty sweet.
That is funny.
It was funny. My aunt is in town from California, and she has a son that's 9 years old, and she told me like one of the first things she asked me, because she asked how Jonah was, and she was like, is he still doing that podcast? And I was like, no, not anymore. And then she's like, well, Casey, my cousin, he still listens to it all the time. And I was like, really?
That's hilarious.
He's like, yeah, he just likes to hear what like 20-year-old boys are talking about.
Yeah.
So you guys, you still have a listener.
Yeah. I told you how Dayton, I don't think I told you this. Dayton, though, started re-listening at our most recent episode and went backwards. And so he's like, literally, when I was from episode 30 to episode 20, and just watching us get progressively worse, and listening to us get worse.
Get worse or get better?
Get worse and worse and worse, because he was listening in reverse order. So he said it was really comical, because we were getting terrible.
It was good towards the end. It was,
yeah. Sad, very sad. But
you guys had some good promotional items out.
We had somebody that wanted to completely take over our Facebook or our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. They were gonna run all of it for us.
Who?
Some random Dayton's friend in a class. He's like, I'm really interested in digital marketing and social media marketing. I'd love to do your guys' work.
I'm not gonna
I was
lie.
about to say like, hell yeah.
What pisses me off is the last episode was that the one. No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Raj?
Yeah, it was not a good episode.
I know, it was not.
And
We were getting like arguments. Yeah. We were like, no. But.
No, we've been thinking about doing like a little video, like basically just like talking shit about Bros Gone Wild. We haven't done it yet.
Your
but-
competitor
Rip.
podcast.
Yeah.
Rip. We keep talking how like at some point all of us are gonna just randomly be together at some point and be like, should we record a podcast right now? It'd be fun. And it's cool that they're all still up. That's what I love.
Yeah, they'll always be there. So back to the corporate wellness.
Oh yeah.
So what exactly is that company, and like what do you do? Because I
Yeah.
didn't really know much about it. I like knew what you did. Then I was texting Jonah before about things to talk about, and he's like, bring up corporate wellness. So thanks, Jonah.
Corporate wellness. Yeah, I didn't. Well, at first I did an internship last summer with Chrysler in their corporate like fitness program. And at first, like my mom knew somebody that worked in it, and so she was like, "You should just like apply." And I was like, "No," like I wasn't like super into like everything, and I was like, "No, I don't want to do that." But then I did it, and I really enjoyed it, and I think it like appeals to people because as being just like a personal trainer, or, like group fitness instructor, like your schedule is kind of sucks because like you might work weekends and
It definitely sucks.
and it's really very like it could depend like people cancel on you all the time,
Sure.
and then so that type of thing, so like that's why I think it appeals to people working in that setting because you have like a salary and you don't work on the weekends,
strict hours almost.
and it's the gym's open from like this time to this time, so you know that type of thing. That's why it appeals to me too, because I hate when I have like dead space suddenly in my day and then it's like I have nothing to fill it and but the company that I work for right now, it's at the DT headquarters downtown, and it's called Exos, and they started as a military company, like either like rehabbing people that came back or like preparing people to like pass certain exams or whatever, and then they started to branch out into like athletic training, and they're most known, like if people know what the company is, then they know from the NFL Combine. They train athletes for that, and that's like what they're most.
You do too.
Yeah, me too. And then
You should train us. You should go to the league.
and so they're primarily like an athletic based company. So like a lot of what I've learned has been different than what I've learned in other places, which has been cool because it's been really like mentally challenging and just like stimulating overall for me to be there. So, but then they started doing corporate stuff, and they like bought out this other corporate wellness company, and now they're like doing it at a bunch of other sites and stuff like that. And so this was like one of their first sites that they like experiment or whatever. They're like trying it out. And so at the gym, there's like it's all functional equipment, and so there's nothing where you're like seated and like a leg extension or like a leg press or something. Like it's all functional equipment. Like there's cable machines that are air powered, and then racks with like barbells and TRX straps, a lot of stability balls, resistance bands,
Sweet.
BOSUs, kettlebells, like a lot of like that kind of stuff. So it's really different. Like I feel like your average person that's like working at DTE might like walk in and be like, what do I do? So in that sense, it's sort of like I don't know. But yeah, they're all about like athletic, like training everybody like an athlete. So like they're big on like periodizing.
I don't know what you're
I
trying
don't
to
know what
say.
you're talking about.
Programming. It's called periodization. Sorry,
Oh,
and then so like with
I don't
programming.
know if I could say that.
Oh my god! And then so like programming, like you break it up into different phases of your training and stuff like that. Like you have like your peak of whatever, and then you have like a hypertrophy phase, like a strength phase, and stuff like that. So they're big on like training everybody like an athlete, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining some like 45-year-old dad who's definitely not an athlete.
But it's like chill. Like I'm making it sound more like it's actually really chill, and like I appreciate how they're really based on education and like science-based information, and like it's no like BS kind of like it's
bro
really
science, like,
bro
Just
science.
do some curls for the girls.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, there definitely are still people in there that are doing stuff like that.
Growing
but
out.
yeah,
So do you feel like you're getting like a pretty darn good understanding of exercise physiology? Like, are you really getting a lot better at your workouts, even when you work out personally? Do you see like, man, a year ago I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but nowadays it's like, I got some pretty sweet workouts.
For sure, yeah. I definitely feel like this internship has really impacted like just how I think about fitness, like in general.
Yeah.
And programming, especially like when you're writing a program for somebody, like you really have to. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of like FMS, like functional movement screening or stuff like that. Is like they base like pretty much almost everything like off of like a movement screen. So like we do a test on you, we see how you move, and then like based on that, that's how we're gonna like train you. It's not just some like random.
Yeah.
Like it's really like
lift that. Nope, you're not good.
I really appreciate how everything they do is super well thought out, and like it's not just like, because it's so many programs at gyms are just like, you know, trendy and just that type of thing.
Infrared gym, have you seen that? It's just an infrared light, so it's the whole gym is red, and it's just a normal gym, but you're getting infrared light on you the whole time.
Is it also hot though, like a sauna?
Might be.
I'm
it
pretty
might be
sure
a little bit hot, but it's also
because
just
we have an infrared sauna.
You're just like sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds. I don't know. It sounds just a little crazy.
I mean, but it's just like people are into crazy. It's just like
I know. I'm totally into all like trying all the trendy stuff too. And then I got to learn how to teach cycling, which has been so fun.
Yeah.
Teaching cycling.
Yeah. Nice.
So what does like your average work day look like? You come in and do you just teach it in class or?
Yeah, so I started like with mostly onboarding stuff, and then like they were really cool about it. Like they broke down all of my days up like hourly. Like you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this.
Nice.
So nice because I've had like field works and stuff where they are just like,
good luck,
go do whatever.
Honestly,
like
have fun.
Yeah, and you're just like doing homework, like you're not even learning anything. And so I was really, really happy because my last field work was like that, where they were like, okay, I don't have anything for you to do. Yeah. And so they would break it down. And so I would like do all these, usually when I get to work, I would like go study for a while because they had me do a certification.
Okay. I wanted to bring that up as well.
I just completed this other one. Nice. And so like it's like their Exos certification or whatever. Sure. And so it's cool because it's online. You do all these modules and they're all videos, which is nice because I like listening to things. I don't like reading. Yeah. And so listening to things is really nice. So I did that. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
And then so I'd like study for a little bit.
You just I do not like reading, and then you just continued. I was just saying words.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
And so I would study usually when I got there, depending on what time I got there. Yeah. And then sometimes after that I would like teach a class. They do like BOSU classes. Sometimes I would teach those ones. There was a girl that left for like a couple weeks, and so I basically like just took over her class schedule. And then sometimes I would just sit at the desk and like take people that come to the desk and stuff like that, and then observing a bunch of classes and training sessions.
So it's working with DTE employees. It's kind of their own workout area.
Yeah.
And so do they just get breaks during the day? It's like, all right, Johnny over here, you gotta get a couple more weeks in the old gym. Like, how does that work? Do they go every day
really
after
packing
work?
on the pounds.
Like, Johnny, I saw that hamburger you just ate. You can leave early today. Get in that gym with Anna.
Well, it's funny because like DT's wellness program in general is like really extensive. Like they probably have like 8 companies within like their wellness.
That's crazy.
It's excessive.
Yeah, I mean, so I think people like, I know that they're big on like if you do X, Y, and Z, you get this amount of money off of your. It's like all insurance, like stuff like that. I don't think the gym has like a super. Maybe it does have some stuff to do with insurance, but people are there like really early. I got there like 5:30 today. Dang. People are there early, and usually from like 9 to 11, it's pretty dead. No one's in there. Yeah. And then noon is really busy. And then
it's sweet working out during your lunch break.
Yeah.
I would like that habit.
Noon is really busy, like around that time. There's classes during that time. Those are usually pretty busy. And then it gets busy around like 4.
Okay.
Usually like 3, honestly, it's like close. It's decently
And you guys close
busy.
when?
7:30.
Okay.
Wait, so if you work out at lunch, they have to, they shower?
Yeah, people
I'm sure
shower.
they
The
have
locker
nice
rooms are
showers.
really nice. They have a sauna in there.
I just feel like that'd be weird, like with coworkers, like.
Oh, I'm in
I
on
mean-
that. Show off. Like, look, you gotta be like, coworkers,
Dude, I
I'm
don't-
athletic. And that kind
Well,
of
it's the
stuff.
same thing. Like if we like when I work out, like I'm just like changing in front of my boss. Like it's just I don't know. It's not that weird.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Maybe I just.
it's a
I'm
little
always
bit
changing
weird. I don't
in my
know.
office.
You could go into a stall and like change. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weirder, I think.
That
than,
is.
like-
Agreed. But no,
People
that's
people
cool.
do it. I mean,
That's
you gotta
cool.
like, especially if you have like kids or like you gotta work out at some point throughout the day.
We don't
so
have kids, so.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot.
Let's pause the cameras really quick, and then,
Okay.
because we're almost at it again, and then we'll go for like a few more minutes.
Sure.
Did we clap?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to because I still work at Wayne State.
So you go to Wayne State's
so-
gym or your gym at DD? Or-
Yeah, so I got up at 4 this morning, and then I went to DTE from 5:30 to 2,
You got up at
and then
4?
4:15, and then I'm exhausted,
crazy.
and then I'm so tired.
When did you go to bed?
I went to bed early because I was tired yesterday,
Ah,
so I
I
went to
can
bed like
imagine.
10:15, and then after that I had a consultation, so I went to the gym I went to Whole
You
Foods.
did need a consultation.
And then I went to do my consultation. I went to my consultation, and that was like an hour, and then I went back to my apartment.
To interrupt one
And I
more
came
time, how much longer of school do you have left? And is this, what are you graduating with?
I have 10 credits left, so like 3
Nice.
classes.
That's hype.
And so not even a full schedule. And then I'm graduating with a degree in kinesiology, exercise science, and then dance.
Nice.
A bachelor
That's
of
cool.
science in dance, and
Yeah.
a bachelor of education in kinesiology, which
Wow.
is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you ever imagine doing dance classes in the future?
Um,
Like-
You should
Even
do
if
a
it's out-
dance event. I would love to do
That would
that.
be fun.
what would a
Please-
dance event be?
I don't
Like
know,
a class,
just-
or
Yes.
Mix a workout with the
Yeah.
dance or something?
or maybe Maddie could teach like the dance part.
Yeah, that would be
Who
cool.
knows?
Yeah, honestly, I have not danced in so long.
I like to
Dang.
dance.
I teach dance still right now,
Okay.
but I do like a special needs class.
That's cool.
It is.
Speaking during the triathlon, I don't know if you saw there was a guy and his
tandem
son
bike?
on a tandem
Yeah.
bike. Did you hear about that?
You told me about it, yeah.
Okay, I didn't tell you. So there was a guy and his son on a tandem bike, and Brad was talking to him afterwards, and like a really nice like road bike but tandem.
That's
And
sweet.
he
They
was saying
whizzed past me.
he was saying that he's like, yeah, like my son and I do triathlons, but he has autism, so he doesn't have the motor function to control the bike, but he can
That's
still
really
pedal.
cool.
But he pedals like.
Yeah, so his dad steers,
That's cool.
and
Oh, so does his dad pedal?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought his son was doing all the work and his
No,
dad's chilling.
No.
Sorry,
But,
sorry.
yeah, so they do
Oh,
tries
that's
together.
cool.
But yeah, it's super cool. It's just a weird digression off of it. But
Yeah.
so you're just doing this semester with 10 credits.
Yeah.
How many credits did you have last semester?
My very last.
Yeah.
12.
Okay, no, yeah, you had an easy one.
Yeah.
Was it
11
last year?
maybe?
I
I had 19 my year before.
junior year, end of junior year.
End of junior
Okay,
year.
yeah. So I ended with 16 and like 2 of my hardest classes. Not the way to end college at all. Like
I had a year
I forgot about
almost
that.
off.
That was so
That's
ridiculous
rough.
because like you had the easiest semester ever,
I
and
did.
I had my hardest.
Easiest year. I was
Yeah.
in Italy.
Well,
And I
that
took
too.
like 12 credits in Italy, and I came back and I took 9 actually. That's what I did. It was 10, but once I finished my 1 credit, it was basically
Yeah.
9.
But that's a good way to do it. Just kind of like
And I
breeze
don't have
over it.
any hard class. Like I got all my hard classes out of the way, so
Same.
That's sweet.
I have a bunch of weird classes next semester. But
Like what? Photography?
no, I hated photography.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was like the bane of my existence when I was
Really?
taking. Yeah, like I could not stand having to go like
That's funny.
just in the midst of like working and doing homework, and then like I was like I have to go take pictures now, like outside. Like I had
What are you
to,
trying to say right now?
Jeez.
No,
I have to
I-
leave this house.
no, I was like some people really enjoy this, and
I'm not one of them.
I'm just not one of them. Well, I think it was. I just felt like I didn't know how to use my camera. Like I think she just sort of like assumed.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I have a
frustrating.
camera.
That is annoying.
I was like, I just don't know
Use your phone.
how to use it.
I gotta go get these.
You had to have a camera for
Yeah.
for that class. Now I'm taking first aid, CPR, twice a week, and then cultural foundations of kinesiology and human disease. Human disease should be interesting.
Yeah.
That's online.
Yeah,
That is cool. And so moving forward, do you have any in particular plans? Any like, are you wanting to start applying? Do you want to work where you're doing your internship? Like, what's the next steps for
Have your
Hannah?
own business.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I graduate, I'm definitely want to probably work in corporate wellness, just to like make some money and do that for a little bit. And also, I would like to work for the company that I work for now, just because it is so education based, and I feel like there's always more to learn. And so
There's always more stuff coming out.
yeah, and
That's true.
and yeah, just really solidifying like so that you're like really an expert in what you're talking about and stuff like that. So I could definitely see myself working for this company. They have sites like a lot of different places, and like lately I've been feeling like I want to move, which is weird because I don't normally feel that way. And
Where's
so I don't know, like they
That's
have
cool.
sites, they have one in Philly. I don't know why that like is intriguing me a little bit.
Yeah.
Colorado, they have one.
That'd be really fun.
So yeah, I will definitely just like apply. They have one in
Sure.
Chicago. I would definitely consider moving to Chicago, just because it's still kind of close. Like I don't want to be too far.
You've
from,
been in Detroit for a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, this will be like my 4th year living
That's
here.
wild.
Yeah, or like almost 5th if you count my freshman year.
Seriously.
And then it's always been my end goal to have my own business. So
And so it would be something along the lines of having events and having drinks and food after.
it's
Just kidding.
yeah, it's becoming
Something along the lines though, like you picture similar to what you do now, like that sort of company, or
I've always just
you not know?
it's sort of changed. Like I've always wanted to have my own business, and I've never like it's like changed shape like of what I want it to look like.
Sure.
And I just get worried because like my dad owns his own business, and he just works 7 days a week
yeah.
all day.
Yeah,
like
I'm
it's
sure.
just really taxing, and like, but I mean, he still spends time with his like just because I like just love spending time with people and like family and stuff like that. So that like worries me that like if I have my own business, that
Yeah,
I'll just like
sure.
invest
Do
all of my
everything,
time
yeah.
into it, and that like scares me a little bit. So, but yeah, something where it's like super inclusive, like people with like special needs and like stuff, just like anybody can come work out,
Yeah.
and like that just sort of like welcoming environment, but then also doing like community events and stuff like that. So yeah, and just having it be a cool space.
Yeah.
But who knows if that will happen. But that's
Yeah.
sort of been like, especially when I've been thinking about applying for jobs, I'm like, I really can't think of something that I like really could see myself
Yeah.
doing for X
Yeah.
amount of time, besides maybe being like some sort of higher like manager or something. I don't know. So
Sure. Yeah, well, if you want to plug and say your stuff where people can
Yeah, promote
hopefully
yourself.
follow
Please
along.
promote yourself.
Oh yeah. So my new fitness Instagram is at afc.strong.
Cool.
And that's where I post stuff about my events on there. And then my normal Instagram is at Anna Felice, at Anna_Felice, I
I
think.
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at you for
Tell
an
ya.
answer. And I also have a Facebook page for AFC Strong, which
Oh,
I
you
post
do?
on too. Yeah.
Okay, so is the
Yeah.
Facebook just AFC Strong?
Yeah, it's just AFC Strong. Mhm.
Sweet.
Cool.
So we'll definitely plug your next event. And
Yeah.
We'll definitely be
Yeah.
there. I'll be there. I don't know.
I hopefully will be
Any
there.
ideas for spots? I want to figure out where I want to have it.
Maybe something on the DeQuinder Cut, like almost like a run.
Yes, I should do
What if-
DeQuinder Cut. That's what we should do. Yeah.
What if you did like a run and then
pretty
like
short.
stations almost, like because they do have that workout station.
Oh,
that would be
like,
fun.
Like push-ups, and then
Or
you
we
do
could just do
sit-ups,
like
and you
we could just do the
burpees.
workout and then like run
Yeah,
after.
I don't know.
Yeah,
And
we'll do that.
run
That'll be
and
fun.
get
Okay.
Josh
Food and
and
beer.
I will be there doing autographs.
Yeah,
fan meetup.
whatever. Do they have a huge
We
auditorium?
have our
where
security
they
guards.
they do live concerts at the DeQuinder
Yeah, I know
Cut.
what you're talking
We're doing our live podcast while everyone's working out.
Sponsored by.
Yeah.
That'd be
Please
pretty
shut up.
sweet. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, thanks for coming on, Anna.
Thanks for having me. I'm so
Yeah.
honored to be on the
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah.